It's one of those interviews that every single person looks forward to doing. A little Pippie Kruger, you'll know the story by now and how long she had fought to recover. That recovery is going so well after she had special skin graft surgery earlier this year. It's actually a huge pleasure to welcome little Pippie Kruger, her mom Anice, and also Dr. Ridwan Mia to the show this morning. A very good morning to all of you. You'll see she's moving around, and she was pulling tongues at me before we went to air as well. Anice, you're smiling. This is wonderful.
Yeah, Pippie can, I think, put a smile on anybody's face, especially with her sticking tongue out at you and laughing and kicking and fussing around and everything.
Doing what a little girl should be doing as well. Is there still a lot of pain, Dr. Ridwan Mia? Dr. Mia, good morning to you. Is there still a lot of pain, do you think?
I don't think so. No, at this stage, I don't think there's any pain related to wounds or anything like that. She may experience some pain during physiotherapy where she's moving joints that have become stiff over time. But for the most part, she should be pain-free at this point. Yeah.
Is she behaving like you would expect, Anice, a little girl to be behaving now? Is she interacting with you? Because I know that she effectively had to be retaught everything while she was in hospital. She was bedridden for a long time. Are you happy with the way things are going?
The thing I would love most for her is to start speaking, but I know that will take a little time. She can throw a decent tantrum.
I don't doubt it.
She loves makeup. She loves Q-tick. She loves just being dressed up, eating. She's a normal 3-year-old girl.
She's the center of attention.
She's the center of attention. She just needs to learn a few things again, and then she'll be perfect.
With her now coming back home, I imagine there's been lots of family members coming around and friends, etc. Is she reacting? Is she interacting with friends and children her own age again?
We're not home yet. We're still in Johannesburg for a few months, but with people, she's always been interacting very well. Kitty's not so well. She's never been liking children too much. But yeah, it's been going better. She loves her brother to bits. She lets him do anything to her, so that's quite good.
It really was a world-renowned surgery that you did, Dr. Mia. A lot of attention was focused on you during the time as well. As far as you and your team and the way that you handled the surgery, are you happy with the way it's come out, considering how much damage there really was to this little one?
Yeah, it wasn't just in terms of the burns, the damage. She'd suffered a lot of systemic damage as well, with a lot of her organs failing. And I must say, we never thought that we'd actually have her sitting here at this time. So I'm very happy, and I'm sure much of the team is really pleased with her progress. The surgery was groundbreaking at the time. It was the first time in Africa that we'd done this sort of surgery, and I think that's why it drew so much attention. But for us, the big miracle was the fact that, Pippie had been such a miracle child in surviving the burn and coming that far to actually deserve and be requiring that skin graft when she did.
I think it's beautiful. You might have seen it on the cameras there a second ago. Pippie actually touching Anice, your nose and smiling at you. Is this the little Pippie that you always knew?
Yes, she has always. I usually say it like that. She can walk into a room with a lot of lawyers being all dapper and make everyone love her and smile. And yeah, I think she's the old Pippie. There's no change.
And the support that you received, obviously family, friends, but your story and Pippie's life dominated media for a long time, and the public reaction to that. How was that support for you? Was it overwhelming, or did you enjoy the support?
It is still overwhelming. I never can imagine receiving so much praise and support and everything from right around the world. It's not just South Africa. So yeah, I still really don't know how to say thank you for everything.
And when we go back to the operation itself, Dr. Mia, the surgery itself, what stood out for you in the operation? It has always been difficult to chat to someone who was so involved with it. Did it go according to plan? Obviously, I would imagine there were some complications.
I must say it almost went like clockwork. We had to coordinate for many weeks ahead of time, and everything seemed to go almost according to plan. It was almost too perfect in the end. We had to worry that we'd left some little detail out. But I must say, we had a very good team at the Garden City Hospital, and we had a very good theatre team, and everyone just banded together so well.
Annika, how do you now address this later? When she gets older, of course, you're going to be a beautiful young lady when she grows up. What do you tell her? How do you go about telling her how this happened? How do you tell this story back to her?
I've been thinking about it so much. I haven't told her what happened yet. I think she knows, but I haven't told her yet. I don't want to tell her and leave her with all these questions in her mind. So I think I'll wait till she can speak, and then slowly, with play therapy, introduce the whole.
What's next for you and your family on this journey?
I will not go back home until she can walk and talk and everything. I'm so scared of her having a relapse and we're having to come back doing it all over again. So we're just waiting on God's perfect time so we can go home.
Doctor, now that we've seen a surgery like this performed on African soil with a success like little Pippy, is this something that could become more common in your line of work later? Have you had more surgeries like this since, Pippy?
No, we haven't since, but we're certainly working with some of the universities, the medical schools, in terms of getting that technology available here. I think we do have a skill, and we probably in time will get the equipment and the funding necessary. I think funding is the biggest obstacle, and I think in time, with government and private sector buy-in, we should get there because we have a need for that.
Annika, when we were covering the story as well, you were very kindly letting our cameras into the surgery, and many of our reporters followed your story as well. We were getting comments on social media from around the world as well, from people that have experienced burn victims in their own families or have burn victims in their own families. What advice do you give them now that you've seen the recovery that can be? What's your message to people who have similar situations?
I don't think anyone should take no for an answer. Always ask for a third, a second, a fourth opinion and get involved. Study the charge, look at the monitors, be there, try and do stuff the nurses do. Try and pick a doctor's brain to find out what they are thinking. Just be involved with every single detail.
I'm sure Dr. Mia didn't mind having his brain picked as well. Doctor, congratulations to you. I think from everybody that has been following the story, it really has been a wonderful, wonderful journey, of course, considering what had to be done. Dr. Ridwan Mia joining us on Morning News Today. Also, Anice Kruger, the mother of little Pippie Kruger, who's been pulling tongues at me the whole morning. Not going to do it again now? No, okay. As we'll leave it. She looks wonderful, she looks beautiful. All the best to you and your family. My thanks to both of you joining us here this morning for the first time on Morning News Today. Indeed, here on eNCA. Little Pippie Kruger is looking beautiful, recovering well, and her mom and her dog.